So I'm writing a paper on Highland dancing, or at least how Highland dancing has changed over time. So usually I look up just Highland dance, just like what it is. Highland dance or Highland dancing is a style of competitive solo dancing developed in Scottish Highlands. Okay, so then world governing body of Highland dancing. I'll usually, before settling on like what to talk about for Highland dancing, I'll look at like interesting articles and stuff. So let's see. Scottish Board of Highland Dancing. So this is like the world governing, maybe about us. Oops. So the Board of Highland Dancing was formed in 1950, but I could look up when Highland dancing actually was made, or dancing created. Oops. Avoid Wikipedia. Let's see, the history of Highland dance. Before recorded history, the dances of Scotland were created. Timing, technique, and general deportment. Okay, so this source seems really relevant if I were to talk about like the origins of Highland dancing and whatnot. So how I usually save my sources is, let's see, go to a Word document. There it goes. Okay, so I usually copy and paste. Hope it works. Oops, that's not it. Usually I'll just copy and paste the article like link when I'm just now starting out, so that whenever I go back to it I can just save it. Or I guess I could just bookmark it or something, but usually I'll just like save it to one file somehow. Okay, so usually like once I'm done looking up the basics of it, like just on Google, I'll go to like usual like library systems, or I can go Google Scholar. Okay, and then yeah, just articles. Just usually I'll refine my results to like scholarly articles or whatnot. I don't usually use textbooks or just like checking out books, because if I'm only using like a few lines, I could just read it on an internet article. I don't know, it's just quicker. But okay, so we could Highland dance changes over time, just so it doesn't look up like each letter. I'll do that in quotes. Okay, that still doesn't work. So just do that. Looking at the titles is very good too. Excuse excuse me. Is there a way to talk about making culture without making enemies? So let's see this one. This essay discusses the difficulty encountered in our attempts to describe, in a non-offensive manner, how a given group of people invent, create, package, and sometimes sell their culture. So, what I'm kind of gathering from this is people may have like culturally appropriated dances, or just culture in general. I'm just relating it to dance, but it's like, since the last article has talked about how Highland dance is like a Scottish competition dance, maybe before it was a competition, it was just like a traditional kind of, let's see, like Scottish dance, and then over time it like became competitive, and maybe that's to some people problematic because you could just be like dancing to dance. It doesn't symbolize maybe something that like it used to symbolize or something. So let's see. Scottish social dancing and formation of community. How does dance provide a locus of an impetus toward or an expression of community? In this paper, examine how communities are formed through dance, how these communities help to define dance. Oh, excuse me. Music traditions in Scotland and dancing related. Okay, so maybe a line dance, just brainstorming, like Scottish line dancing and social dancing became competitive instead of like just for fun sort of thing. Region styled, social, others competitive. Oh, dance events include classes devoted to various kinds of dance. Solo dancers compete for medals and certificates. Brings people together for an evening recreation and social exchange. Fundraising events for charities and institutions. Okay, so usually I would save this source just because it seems good. So lots of times I'll go to my own school's like library system, so look up Highland dancing on the super shirt search. Okay, this is just the Scottish Highland dancing tradition. Seems like they always had some kind of competition to it, the more I look at it. So usually I'll look at articles, folk dance. I'll look at like I'll search this and then limit to full text just so I get like the whole thing and not just bits and pieces. Scholarly journals so that they're more reliable. See, that was the first one I clicked on. And then excuse me, even academic journals, books, just whatever would be helpful. Okay, well, this takes away a lot of the other sources, but this is just for when I want to dig deeper. So this is showing weird dance. Using Highland dance to develop fundamental movement skills. Movement skills and overall physical literacy of children. Seems good. Kids and kilts, so that would show like children starting out doing dance. Sorry. Understanding of body orientation and space. Preservation of history of Scottish Highland dance has been neglected. That's very interesting. So that means that they would have strayed far from their original, like they don't keep up tradition that much. Drifted from what would be considered tradition. Okay, well, that's what I was thinking of doing from the beginning. Usually as I go along, I'll ask various questions before picking a topic, like, has it strayed from its origins? How has it, I don't know, changed culture, or like brought communities, just like, since this is like a social dance. But so this would answer that first question. Aesthetic components. So usually aesthetic just looks good. It doesn't really like mean anything. They don't really have to symbolize anything except just everybody doing it all together. Now it's more talking about skills and not really like its origins, but this little bit would have been very useful. So I would usually just save that article. Too tired from playing Pokemon. Okay. Lactate differences, or heart rate and blood lactate differences between competition and class. Physiological effects of performance. Before like reading into this would kind of like tell me that competition would be more vigorous on the body than just normal class. I don't know if that means like learning how to Highland dance just like as a group effort, or if it's like as an actual competition and like where they're on stage or something.
That is all most readers care about. Exactly. Hey, we're finished.
Hey. Awesome.
I don't know how to stop recording.
That's okay.
Okay.
I got it. I'll stop recording.